No sign of that priceless Stradivarius violin that was stolen in an armed robbery this week. A retired FBI agent thinks it could still be in Milwaukee. Now, he's investigated other cases where valuable artworks were stolen in another city and then later found in that same city.
17 paintings. They were just hidden around the city as the thieves were attempting to find a buyer for the piece. So it wouldn't be outrageous to me if that violin's just sitting in a home somewhere in Milwaukee at this point.
Police doubt the violin was stolen by common criminals, but they don't know if it was stolen by someone who is now looking for a buyer or if they had a buyer lined up in advance. Well, the shocking robbery has stunned people who deal in those high-end musical instruments. Cody Holyoke spoke with one such retailer in Chicago.
News of the brazen robbery quickly spread throughout the music community. Here in Chicago, one of Frank Allman's close friends, himself a dealer of fine instruments, is watching the case closely. When it comes to one-of-a-kind pieces of musical history, Stefan Hirsch is your man.
Typically, we don't actually let civilians in.
His high-end Chicago business connects unique and priceless instruments with buyers. Hirsch was with Frank Allman when he first laid eyes on the Lipinski Stradivarius.
I was astounded. I mean, I've never heard of an armed robbery of a violin.
He was also one of the first people Allman called after being attacked.
Frank called me right after it had happened, and he was in a real state, and I couldn't sleep.
The value of this multi-million-dollar violin goes far beyond currency. There's a deep connection, a storied past, and Hearst is concerned the centuries-old relic may not be in the comforts of a climate-controlled vault.
So I'm very worried about the violin. I really worried about its health, and it's a very important object. And I know Frank and the owners of the violin are very worried as well.
And with no sign of the Strad since its disappearance, experts are concerned this piece of history may never turn up.
As time goes on, I get more and more skeptical. I hope that anybody who has any information at all would come forward as quickly as possible. Time is not on the side of this violin being recovered. As well planned as it would be easy to imagine that it's not even on the continent anymore.
For now, Frank Allman and his friends are hoping federal and international authorities can crack this case and return this prized possession soon. In Chicago, Cody Holyoke, today's TMJ4.
And police think the getaway van looked like this, a late 80s or early 90s model, maroon or burgundy in color.